A pleasure to meet all at last. And, as always, we are back at it with HJN Season 5 yet again. This is number 2742 in the series. Opportunities are the subject in question. And one good way to explain opportunities is that these are choices in life in which that people can take a hold of that have the potential to allow them to grow successfully, financially, mentally, courteously, or otherwise. Opportunities are essentially the many different paths in life that a person chooses to take. And if you hadn't already figured it out, well, there's 6 commonly known paths. You have college, you have career, you have business, you have, well, those are basically the first 3 there. They're often seen as the side of good, but then of course there are the sides of bad, including thievery, incarceration, and death. Essentially making dishonest bucks, getting caught for such things, or just straight up kicking the bucket. All of these paths coming together are simply referred to as the vial of opportunities. And with these 6 different paths in mind, they all come around to allow for us to forge our own way into hopefully a success or a flop. But we know that opportunities goes a lot further beyond the likes of just these 6 paths that are often described as the world of opportunities. Well, opportunities also happen to reference to a boatload of other things. You got opportunities relating to jobs. You got opportunities relating to correction of mistakes. You got opportunities to allow for special payment increases to take place in your wage or your checkbook or whatnot. Then of course there's also the opportunities that don't entirely relate to college, careers, or whatnot based on the 6 paths. But either way, the list of opportunities goes around in many ways possible. I feel like one good way that I can personally explain this all stuff on my own terms is that opportunities on my own parts are made possible so that way I actually have a way to try and take advantage of a certain subject, or especially when it comes to my channel and the reputation of my own work, the ability to pay tribute to well-known creators or creators that I happen to know about way back in the day. If you hadn't already known, there are series of mine that happen to look alike to others on various channels all across the network. For instance, there's the channel nicknamed 2002. They were well known over the years for unboxing, overviewing, reviewing, and building various LEGO sets. And especially between the years of 2008 and 2015, they had a lot going on. A lot of sets that they put a lot of money for, and a pretty big display behind them, which honestly was pretty ingenious. To have a lot of LEGO sets act as a unique backdrop so that way it doesn't exactly appear that generic. It makes you wonder, how many sets did they collect and how many are they willing to build? But I've since made my own series paying tribute to the likes of Nickname 2002 after that little short film that they made in 2015, and they just simply vanished. Probably never to be seen again. After 10 long years, it seems to still be true as of now, but who really knows what those guys are up to? Then of course there was a well-known channel called Random Shadow 09 that was known for testing the range capabilities of various Nerf blasters. Being a fellow Nerf blaster collector myself just as well, much like with Legos, I went ahead and made the decision to use an opportunity to pay tribute to this channel as well, because unfortunately Random Shadow 09 had also disappeared off the network. Because by the end of 2017, after a lot of blasters were tested and eventually overviewed by himself, the channel just stopped right there. So I did a similar thing only a few years later with Nerf Secrets Revealed Distance Gauge. And I've made 2 whole seasons so far in 2021 and 2023. But I do have another season in the works, and while there are some delays for it, unfortunately, I can't say it'll be out anytime soon. I can't guarantee it's anytime next year, for starters. All because I have a lot of other content that I need to work on, and also because there's a lot of money that I've been putting together for the channel, based on advertising and promotion, as well as a lot of merchandise capabilities. I do hope to open my own official Kaiju Force Neo web shop at some point. But that's going to take some time to put together. Not to mention with other things I have going on as well, some payments going on, housing, car insurance, and a lot of other things. But that's the whole thing about opportunity. These are potential future plans that I have at some point where I just might have the chance, not only to revitalize a certain creator's work with my own expertise, of course, hopefully not in the ways of plagiarism, since I really had no intention of doing so. But I also will execute various other things other than just simply going after such other content that suddenly stopped existing. I'm sure that if there's other creators out there that just suddenly vanish, I will essentially pay tribute to them with the only way that I know how. By creating content of my own and showcasing how much that I was inspired by their work. And more so, how much of a fan I used to be before they just up and vanished. Well, you know what? I've taken a good amount of time here talking about this and that regards to opportunities, so it's a bit of a long stretch, but I'm more than glad I was able to make it work. So make sure to like, subscribe, comment, follow me wherever you can find me, and stay on the Hollywood side for more content.